Do you ever feel stuck when trying to start a song? Feeling uninspired and overwhelmed, not knowing where to start, how to come up with ideas, and how to turn them into fully finished songs? After 9 years of producing music, I finally cracked the code. And in this video, I'm going to share the most controversial yet most effective way to start a song. So after watching this video, you will have a proven system. So instead of shooting in the dark and guessing yourself, you will have a clear roadmap and a step-by-step plan on how to come up with high quality ideas and turn them into fully finished tracks that sound as good as the tracks from your favorite artists. And this is the track that we are working with today. If you guys liked the track, you can download this project for free, and there's also a text version with the key concepts from the video where I go even deeper and give you even more examples. All the links are in the comments, and let's get started. So step number one, before starting producing, fully script, outline and structure your track. Write out everything that you want. Think about what drums, bass and leads you want. Be specific and think through exactly how everything should sound. Once the idea is clear, start thinking about the sound design. Do I have these sounds as presets, or do I need to create them first? If you have presets that work, start creating the main idea. If you don't, first design the main sounds for your track. The way that I do it is I would do like 8 to 16 bar loop, and then I would start designing my sounds. So for example, if that's going to be the bass, I'm just going to listen and get the loop first right. And then only after I finish the sound design, I would do the arrangement, because if you do both, you're not going to get any of them. So focus on one. Yo, Vlad, this is so weird. Why should I do that? Imagine you want to make a movie. You will start an idea or a scenario and then script it out, right? Only when you get the foundation, you will invite actors and start filming. You can also imagine constructing a building. Do you start without a plan and blueprint? No. So I decided to test this concept in music. How can you produce a track if you don't even know what you want to create? So first, you have to become clear on what you want. Second, you want to start with a project template that has all the basic sounds, drums, bass, leads, and so on. So after you do this, you will eliminate second guessing and give yourself a roadmap to produce a fully finished song. So here's an example how I outlined the idea for my track. So I downloaded the reference and then I looped the main section and I started analyzing all the elements. So let's go here and let's listen to the reference, and we're gonna start breaking it down into individual elements. For the kick and the bass, I wanted to have a bit more punchy kick. I wanted to try sustained or more plucky and punchy bass. Or a percussive 808 tom style bass is one of the options. So I started with the bass number 1, which didn't really work with my song. Even though it sounds good, it doesn't really go that well with the lead sound. So it fights a little bit with the lead, so always consider the context around your sounds and does it go well with what you have already. Another option that I wanted to try is I wanted to have a sustained bass line with the vocal from the original song, which also didn't really sound that good. You can see here. So not bad, but I didn't really liked it, so I ended up with this bass line, which is super cool. And I also added a little bit from that sustained bass line, so you can combine ideas, right? Super cool fill. So the next step is drums. I listened to the drums in the reference. It sounds like pretty classic Tay House drums, right? And then in my track, I wanted to have a bit more like minimal psytrance, minimal percussion top loop. And this is what I came up with, and I love it. I really, really like. So it combines my three favorite genres: psytrance, tech house, and psy-tech, minimal techno kind of sound. The next step is lead synths. So I wanted to recreate the same sound from the reference. It is a simple saw lead with pitch bend modulation. I also wanted to try sustained lead, but it didn't work. So I just went with the lead from the original track. You can hear I got pretty close. Like again, I wasn't trying to copy it exactly, I just wanted to get a similar vibe, and I used one of the presets from the pack and just tweaked it a little bit. So this is what I often do because I already know that I have similar presets. For the arrangement and structure, I'm gonna go with the same structure, because I played this track in the club and it sounded really, really good. So again, you don't have to overthink it. You can already see that I outlined here the main parts of the track, and we're gonna talk about that in the next slides. You can copy stuff. If it's already working, just copy it. And then the final step is going to be the vocals. I wanted to flip the vocal with AI, didn't really work. I wanted to chop it a little bit and it didn't really work as well. And I ended up with the vocal from Splice, which sounds like this.
Agony, no more misery. Now your mind is free. This is ecstasy. Agony.
But I started with the original one, and we're also going to talk about that.
I am the one, I am the truth, I am the one who got the means, who got the troops. I am the one, I am the top, as the bossy boss, just so hard to play.
As you will start creating the track, you will understand what elements of the song works and which didn't. You will also get new ideas on top of your outlines. It's okay to change any element during the process. Use it as inspiration, not as limitation. So when you produce music, it's all about testing and iterating new ideas. So in this example, I realized my original plan didn't work out exactly how I expected. So it's okay to give up and change your ideas a little bit. Don't get too attached to it. Otherwise, you may get stuck and never finish the track. Next step is keeping it simple. After 9 years of producing music, I realized this: simple ideas always sound better in the clip. So stop overthinking and overcomplicating. You don't need fancy sound design, effects, and layering. You don't need crazy complex chords and melodies. So here are 5 things that you need for a good track: groovy kick and bass. And I'm gonna solo. So even when it's solo, it's already making me want to move and want to dance. Tell you what, if you make a track and you create a bass line, a lead, drums, if it doesn't sound good, no matter what you do, it's just not going to work. So focus on creating good ideas. So next step is one main lead sound with a simple melody, and I challenge you to create only one lead sound that will sound good. So again, even without the drums. Right? Already groovy, already sounds. Next step is going to be simple and groovy drums. So with the drums, now we have the full beat, and it's like, it's a club banger. I would love to release this track soon. The fourth element is a vocal. You don't have to use it, but I really, really recommend, because first of all, it's easier to start and finish song when you have a vocal, and it's more appealing to human ears, just like the way that our minds are wired. We are very sensitive to vocals. So with a vocal, now we have pretty much full track. This is full track, and you don't need to overthink it, right? And the final thing is effects. In my case, I used drums both as effects and as drums. So this is an effect, and it adds a little bit of variation, depth to the track. Again, don't add like a bunch of those noise rises, because that's gonna give you like a very amateur kind of sound. Step number 2, understand the vibe of the track. Not all tracks need chords, not all tracks need a lead synth. Some tracks are purely atmospheric, like dub techno or deep tech. There are no rules to this. The only thing that matters is what you want from the track. And by not knowing, you waste mental energy second guessing about what you need in a track. Thinking gets you out of the flow state when you produce. So decide what vibe the track needs. Be specific. Then recreate idea in your DAW. As we have already outlined all the elements, you know what sounds you're going to use. By this time, you should have a good understanding of the vibe. So first sounds, then the vibe. If you're still not sure about this, think about what mood you want in the track. What emotions do you want to convey? How do you want to feel when they listen? And in what environment is it best to listen to the track? I can give you 3 examples for this track. So one example is people are going to be listening to this track in the club under some substances, and they're really gonna enjoy it. That's number 1. Number 1. Number 2, I can imagine that this track is really good for like late night drive on highway, like really energetic, like adrenaline, stuff like that. And number 3 is this track is like for making love. I could like imagine having some like intimacy, right? And then just like sexy, really like energetic, like filthy. This is what I'm getting from the track, right? And when you understand this, it's like automatically easier to finish the track, make the idea, and understand the next steps. Step number 3, steal like an artist. Stealing ideas from other tracks is one of the best ways to produce better music. You shouldn't be ashamed of doing that. Take what's already working, add your twist, and you will have a new unique idea. All the music ideas were already invented. Every new idea is a reprocessed old idea. Borrowing ideas has a lot of benefits. If the track is big, it's proven to work. There's a higher chance your music will sound better. You learn how to recreate sounds and melodies. It develops your listening and sound design skills. You understand what is working and why it's working in music. You eliminate writer's block and finish tracks faster. So in this example, my track is very similar to the reference, yet it's a bit different because I added my personality to it. So listen to the melody. It's one of the examples. And then listen to my melody. Yes, very close, but still a bit different. Yes, I technically copied the MIDI, but I did different sound design. I did different bass and different drums, and because we are putting it into different context, it will sound different. But the foundation was the original MIDI, and because the track is so good and I liked it, I knew it's going to work. So don't be ashamed of stealing bass ideas, melodies. Just don't like blindly copy it, and make sure that you build some context around it. All right, step number 4, start with the vocal a cappella. The biggest benefit of starting a track with a vocal is that it already has a vibe, melody, and arrangement structure to it. Use it as an outline for your song. You eliminate even more guessing work. Club tracks with vocals are easier to produce. You don't need to add a lot of sounds. The vocal plus bass plus drums alone can carry the whole track, and you heard that when I showed you the example. Add the main lead synth and the arrangement is almost finished, right? So in this example, everything is pretty much outlined. You can see here we have the drop, we have the build, drop, build. So just copy, and you don't need to overthink the arrangement with this. All right, and step number 5, and this is going to be an absolute game changer if you're struggling with arrangement. Most people try to arrange a full track from an 8-bar loop. This makes arrangement 10 times more difficult. Create multiple 8 to 16 bars, I recommend 16 bars, loops for your track. So drop 1, drop 2, intro, and break, for example. So more is better. It will be easier to finish the track once you have all the main parts ready. Otherwise, the linear left to right arrangement can cause writer's block, and even myself with like almost 10 years of experience, I still don't like the linear, like arranging the whole track from like this 8-bar loop, right? So give you an example. Here's how I did it. I took the main part of the reference track and did my arrangement below it. So my drop 1 starts and ends exactly as in the reference. You can see that I did about 50% of the whole track this way without even starting to arrange it. All I need to do now is to add the intro and the break, and I have all the main parts done. And I'm gonna play you this. So first one is obviously a little bit more minimal. It follows the same structure as the reference. So this is what you just heard.
I am the one, I am the God, the bossy boss, just so hard to pass up. I am the one, I am the God,
And then in the reference,
I am the one, I am the God, the bossy boss, just so hard to pass up. I am the one, I am the God,
we can even take out the clap just to be specific, right? And from here, this is a little mini break, so I can put a filter and then remove a couple more elements.
I am the one, I am the God, the bossy boss, just so hard to pass up. I am the one, I am the God, the bossy boss, just so hard to pass up. I got the race, I got the grace, I am the sun. I am the one, I got the truth, I set the pace. This is my race already.
So I took inspiration from the plucky lead sound, and this is already 16 bars. So this is 30 seconds of unique part of the track. Now, the next part is going to be the drop. And again, I just copied what was in the reference. And then another section of the track where I remove the lead and do the vocal.
I am the one, I am the truth, I am the one who got the means, who got the troops. I am the one, I am the God, the bossy boss, just so hard to pass up. I am the one, I am the God, the bossy boss, just so hard to pass up. I am the one, I am the God, the bossy boss, just so hard to pass up.
And this is another 30 seconds of unique track, right? So we already have 1 minute, which is not repeating itself. And then the last section is going to be this. This is the final drop, and the lead sound changes here a little bit. And same goes for my track.
Agony, no more misery. Now your mind is free. This is
So here we have 1 minute and 30 seconds of the track, which is not like repeating. And all we have to do is finish this part, do the outro, which is going to be super simple, do the intro and mini break here. So you can see how much simpler this approach is, rather than just taking this loop and not knowing where to start, what to do next, and so on. So this will help you with your arrangements and with finishing your music. So this is my system, how I come up with high quality ideas for my music. Let me know what you think, guys, in the comments below. If you need help with your music, I do one-on-one coaching. Check the links down below, and I see you guys in the next video.